For the fourth time, as we said, I think Beau Beaton will be having another look up the inside as they head down to Motul Corner.
And the other interesting thing is that what would be going through Beau Beaton's mind at the moment, a guy, in all fairness, doesn't have a lot of road racing experience. He's racing against Mr. Superbike and he's just overtaken him around the outside. A little bit hot into there from Beaton. May have even got a touch from Robbie Phillip as he cut his nose off. A bloody nose for Robbie Phillip there. So he's taken the nice inside line into Siberia. Beaton tries to go around the outside again. And there's Scotty Webster on bike number 75 coming through. There's Jason Patterson on 66. Goes in too deep at turn 4. Albert de Hennepe takes over the 66 machine of Pato. But at the front, it is Robbie Phillip versus Beau Beaton in a two-man war.
I like the way that Beau Beaton thought, well, you won't give me the inside line, I'll just try around the outside again. Anything's possible with you. As look, we see Beau Beaton coming right up, having another dig at MG Corner, short shifting from second to third. Little mono from Robbie Phillip, but look at the drive from Beau Beaton on this immaculate Irving. Vincent up the inside again. Second time he's pulled that move off in 4 laps. Pushes Robbie Phillip wide. Robbie Phillip will just slip into the slipstream and hopefully he can out-drag him down the straight. 4 down, 2 to go. Side by side as they cross the line. Having a good look. He's probably saying, what are you doing, you young bloke? There's no way that you should be doing this to me. Don't you know I own the historics?
But how was the drive out of turn 11 from the Irving Vincent there of Beau Beaton? That was very impressive. Robbie Phillip is not sly on the throttle. That thing just drove past him. And Robbie Phillip made up for it with a great run onto the Gardner Straight here at Phillip Island. Managed to have a look at Beau Beaton as he went past. But down round through Southern Loop now. Braxy, look at the corner speed of Beaton on that Vincent. He tries to go around the outside of Robbie Phillip again. Phillip drifts right to the outside of the circuit. Beau Beaton now tucks in through turn 4. One of the fastest parts of the track. And they've got a back marker as they come up to negotiate turn 4 now. Just having a look further back in the pack, it looks like Scotty Webster has got the better of Laurie Fife, who's slipped back to 5th place now. Michael Dibbs up to 4th on the CBX 6-cylinder. And I think that those riders are just coming into turn 4 now. It is Dibbsy that leads Scotty Webster and Laurie Fife back to 5th place. They're about separated by a distance, about half the distance of Michael Dibbs' wheelbase.
Exactly. That was a great move into Motul Corner for the 5th time. But that at the front, Robbie Phillip, he looks like he's got about a 5 or 6 bike length lead over the Irving Vincent. But I think Beau Beaton might have made a mistake that we didn't see on screen, was we were concentrating on Scott Webster on that immaculate Moto Martin, Michael Dibb on the CBX 1000, and Laurie Fife on the Suzuki, who's back on our timing sheets at the moment. Now look at the drive, Phil, as Beau Beaton gets this Irving Vincent wound up, closing right up on Robbie Phillip. We'll see what drive he can get through turn 11 as they get the last lap board at the end of this one.
Yeah. But the interesting thing was then, Braxy, he was a fair way behind, managed to get great drive. He's now in a good position to take advantage of the slipstream of Robbie Phillip. And could this be a practice run for the Aaron Slight manoeuvre onto the last lap? That's the question that's got to be asked here at Phillip Island.
You never know. That goes back a ways, that one. I think that was a tear-off. He's dropped off a bit. Now, look at this. Scotty Webster being pushed into the wall by Michael Dibb. I don't think he realised he was there. That wasn't a dirty move. He was just trying to get the line into turn 1. But Scotty Webster doesn't slow him down. Michael Dibb again up the inside into Doohan Corner. Great move. These three will be battling out to the flag as well as Laurie Fife tries around the outside, but not enough room there. Now you watch the drive from the Moto Martin as they come out of Southern Loop for the final time down the big charge in the Motul Corner, the big hairpin. Talking about the hairpin, look at this. They're side by side. Beau Beaton, you're not meant to do that, son, around the outside, but he almost makes it stick. Oh, he does. Bashing each other, elbowing each other, kneeing each other out of the way. Now the battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th. No room there for Laurie Fife to come up the inside. Discretion the better part of valour. Michael Dibb in 3rd spot. Where do you look, Phil?
Well, the loose cannon had his barrel well and truly bent over there as they come through the hayshed. Phil's back up the inside of Beau Beaton. And this is one of 2 fantastic battles for the top 5 positions. Beaton goes wide across the top of Lukey Braxy. Down into MG, he gets a fantastic run. He's got the inside line, and Robbie Phillip has been put out to pasture on the outside.
Yeah, and I reckon he'll put Beau Beaton out the pasture coming through turn 12 and onto the straight with the slipstream. You watch the drive from Robbie Phillip, but Beau Beaton, he couldn't get any further underneath the tank unless he threw it away. He's under the paint as he comes on, sweeping onto the Gardner Straight for the final time as this opening Glen Cameron Australian Historics. The lappers in the way as well. We're looking for the rest of them. He's trying to weave his way, thread the needle. Beau Beaton takes the win from Robbie Phillip. What a great race. Now we'll see if we can get the cameras back on Michael Dibb, Scotty Webster and Laurie Fife. Beau Beaton, well done, son. That's the start of a future champion there as they come onto the line. It is Scotty Webster on the Moto Martin, out dragging. Oh. Where's Michael Dibb? He got shuffled out backwards there. His Laurie Fife got him, so I think young Dibb, he did something wrong there. He won't be a happy chappy, I'd say, Michael Dibb. He thought he might have had third spot, but Phil Harlan, what a way to start the weekend's proceedings of the racings. You couldn't ask for any closer rate, or more entertaining, closer racing than that. And the times they're doing, 45s and 46s.
But I ask you a question honestly, Braxy, would you have expected anything less?
No, not after what we've seen in the last couple of years at Phillip Island.
And certainly you wouldn't have expected Beau Beaton to hop on that machine and go so well, unless you'd had the advantage that we have of watching him all year. Certainly, absolutely fantastic performance from the young rider. And I'd say that Robbie Phillips is more than happy to have another challenger at the head and making the racing just as exciting. But what a great performance too from Laurie Fife and also Scotty Webster.
Yeah, Beau Beaton wants to do a victory lap. There he is. Look at the smile on his face. It's bigger than the visor gap that he's got.
It's bigger than the capacity of that Vincent.
Well, like you said, jumping on that Irving Vincent for the first time this weekend. He qualified in on 6th position, and we couldn't take any bearing on that because of the atrocious conditions they actually practiced and qualified in this morning at about 8:30 or whatever time it was. But and you just got to put your hands together for that. What a great way to, as I said, great way to start the weekend's proceedings of racing.
Certainly is. And to let us get our breath back, we might head off to a quick break before we get ready for the next race.